Hello and welcome to the Milltown Way, the independent Shamrock Rovers podcast covering all things hoops. I'm Ryan Brown. I'm joined here by Adam Casey. A bit to get into. We're recording this directly after Shamrock Rovers have beaten Floriana 5-1 in a remarkable European comeback to win 5-3 on aggregate and book their place in the second round of the UEFA Champions League qualifiers. We'll also talk more on Sobowale's update that we provided last week to confirm that his loan won't expire until the 2nd of August, whereas it was initially reported that it was going to be the 30th of June. And of course, he came on tonight as well. And we'll look ahead to Friday night's game against Cork City in the FAI Cup second round in Tallaght Stadium, a repeat of last year's final. But we'll start off with proceedings that took place this evening or tonight, and that was Shamrock Rovers beating Floriana 5-1, winning 5-3 on aggregate.
Yeah, it was a brilliant result in the end.
Can't believe it.
It was like that's the dream. It was exactly what you would have wanted, but
Everything you wanted and more.
yeah, it was unbelievable. It was just an unbelievable night.
It was. I mean, everyone played their parts. That's the big thing. The players seem to feed off the atmosphere. The fans feed off the good performance that Rovers were putting in. They went hand in hand and contributed to one another. And yeah, what a phenomenal night. The squad done themselves they've done themselves proud, coming back from 2 behind. We all believed that they could do it. Looks like we were in last week's episode. We were obviously a little bit pessimist just because we're on the back of literally seconds after, like we are tonight, recorded directly after the game, and we had lost 2-0, so it was a bit bleak. But
Yeah, it can be a bit miserable recording a podcast after watching a pretty dull, disappointing game.
Well, tonight was the polar opposite.
Yeah, it couldn't have been more different. Really, it was just what a loss of words.
I had everything. I had absolutely everything. As I said, everyone played their part, and the fans got behind the players, were the 12th man, and got them over the line. And Rovers repaid every fan who made the effort to cheer them on and come out tonight. You know, all the fans that did come out, there was obviously, there's question marks around how many people were going to be there tonight, particularly with clashing with a World Cup semi-final.
Yeah, and not only just a semi-final, quite a big, like, France-Spain as well.
Not as big as Shamrock Rovers Floriana.
No, Ireland versus Malta.
But yeah, no, what a night. And look, it's tough, you know, fans who are on the fringes and maybe supporting a League of Ireland team like Shamrock Rovers might have been opting to stay at home, and well, if you did, you're after missing an absolutely phenomenal night.
Yeah.
What a kid, like, just...
And for those who did decide to come,
well done.
good job.
You made the right call.
Yeah.
But I suppose the game itself was very, look, of course, with 6 goals in one game, it's going to be busy in anyways and full of action, but it was that and more, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, there was a lot of drama.
There was,
especially in that first half with a few decisions.
yeah.
I don't know. It was a bit of a strange first half. Second half, you can categorise as just a phenomenal Rovers performance. But that first half, it just felt a bit weird.
Yeah. You had Roberto Lopez return to the fold after his incredible World Cup stint with Cape Verde.
It's good to see him back.
Yeah, he made an interception literally about 2 minutes into the game. As soon as he done it,
The eruption, yeah.
the sound, which is really nice.
You swear he just scored a 90-minute winner. Everyone was going mad from.
Oh, and the scenes,
Rightly so.
also were nice. Yeah.
Rightly so.
But Rovers were, the good thing is you saw Rovers were up for it right from the off. They weren't going to let up. They knew what they had to do, obviously coming back from a 2-goal deficit. The fans were up for it. Literally 5 minutes in, there was a chance. Rovers had a chance. So I think the effort went just wide, and then I'd say a minute after that, Floriana looked like they were in.
Yeah, they did. There was a point where Floriana looked like they
Corey Sullivan made a
very good chance, but they got in very easily, which was the strange part. Like, it's just, and that was common enough in the first half where it was just nearly one ball played through, or 2 balls maybe, and suddenly Floriana were in, which kind of you do expect sometimes, especially if Rovers are chasing a win. More men get forward, that leaves less at the back and easier to be counter-attacked. But
Yeah.
I don't know, it felt like that first half that it was just one pass and then they're through.
Yeah. Rovers didn't let up early doors. John McGovern had a chance that when he was through on goal, and he had his attempt saved. But then 2 minutes later, Rovers had the ball in the back of the net, and they were 1-0 up on the night. Obviously, still trailing at that point 2-1, a Lee Grace header.
Yeah.
And it looked like it was going to be setting Rovers on their way. Inevitably, it did, but obviously, what wasn't in the script was Floriana equalising.
Yeah, it was kind of like bundled in by quick pronunciation. Tomislav Goodels. Goodels. Well, anyway, but
I don't know. I'm not a Maltese.
But the assist from Ja, who scored obviously last week as well.
He was very threatening the whole game, really, or for large parts of it at least. He was probably that left side.
Yeah, he was Floriana's best player, I would say, today. And yeah, no, he just seemed to have the ball in moments, and he always just was there. He always just, no matter what happened, he was just kind of always in and around the box, and the ball drove being played into him. And it was just he just looked threatening realistically.
Yeah, no, he did 100%. I think what helped was Jake Mulroney was caught a little bit sleeping at times. Bit too. I know, and look, we said it in our post as well on social media. Rovers were going to be susceptible to counter attacks because they're the team that had to come from 2 behind. It wasn't Floriana that had to start off doing any work, and but just Jake, I thought he was getting caught out quite a bit, and even there was one point where he kind of makes a lazy tackle, leads to I don't know if he goes in the book for it, but yeah, I just think he didn't have his best night for sure in Rovers short than anyways.
No.
And look, we kind of talk about Jake quite regularly on this podcast, of that he does have his critics, powers, but I do think with time he'll gel. I know we said as we were leaving the ground today, how long do you say that?
Yeah.
He's here since January, and when you look at maybe Sobowale, who came from a different league, I know he's played in this league before. For Sobowale coming in fitting like a glove, whereas you have Jake coming from Pats, and just not gelling quite as quick. But I know, obviously, look, as well as that, every player is different.
Yeah, like this Jake is now, that was his 25th appearance for Rovers after today. That's the 22 in the league, President's Cup, and then 2 in the Champions League now. So is 25 games enough to judge someone?
I don't know.
No, there's no right answer.
There's is that a right or wrong answer here?
I don't like to judge them a season as a whole, but we're not going to do that.
The full season, whoever would say that.
Yeah, well, we can judge him at the end of the full season, but today was definitely not his best night in a Rovers jersey.
Yeah. What about the VAR check?
Really
Did he talk and go into that first half?
Yeah, so but Adam Brennan wasn't it who went down?
John
Sorry.
Yeah.
John McGovern went down, which he battled hard. He kind of looked like a foul. He got straight back up.
Yeah, he slips at one point. He doesn't look like he's going to reach that ball. He does. Slips, gets right back up. Seems like he's just, like, for the want of a better term, bodied.
Yeah.
Like he
tries to spin and then just gets bodied.
Yeah, and then ref awards a free kick. Jack Burns lined up to take it. There's a long delay.
I would say about 3 or 4 minutes.
I think longer.
Probably. And then the ref.
Longer. And then a long delay. Initially, fans are shouting to get on with the game. Then when they realise that what this could be, and it might be a penalty, everyone started getting a bit giddy. Mm-hmm. The ref goes to the monitor after a good few minutes of VAR checking it, comes back and says no, because everyone in the stands presumed it was for a penalty. Someone had mentioned where to check that he thought they were checking for a red card.
That's what
was he nearly the last one back? Maybe he wasn't, but it was reported by like RTE and the like that they were checking for a penalty, and then they checked for quite a bit. I think it's 5 or 6 minutes until between from the stoppage to when he comes back from the monitor to say no pedo, no free kick on a hot ball.
But I don't get the drop of like just surely as well. Okay, one, I didn't know that if they're checking for like a red card or a penalty, they can just reverse it. But also,
I've never seen them just not award whatever the initial.
well, yeah,
Can't do that, I thought.
but also, why give it back to Rovers then?
Yeah, because Floriana would have had the ball if you didn't blow it up for free.
And they would, and I have here now. This is according to RTE, but it was five. They say 5 minutes. The VAR check lasted in their article. Yeah, 5 full minutes of the game, and there was only 6 added on minutes then.
And there was 3 goals in the first time.
Fourth or fifth shots. I swear they just roll it dice and then get down the book.
Well, what, and you know, from watching other games and stuff and other competitions and the whole lot, VAR, I'll never understand how they check for so long for something and still send the ref to the monitor then and still it's not conclusive. Whereas, like, if you're gonna, I don't agree with VAR in any way, shape or form. I've said this numerous times, but I think if you're gonna do all that sort of stuff,
Yeah, you have to be more quick with it. You can't stop the game that much. Like, there's no excuse for 5 minutes.
yeah,
Like, how can you have a game come to that much of a standstill for that long? I just,
like, and then for example, like, if you're gonna do it, send the ref straight away. Then, yeah, what's the point of you checking for 5 minutes? Send the ref there or whatever it was, because if you're saying it's 5 minutes in total, I did feel longer, but like, sure, that probably was 5 minutes.
yeah.
If you're checking for 3 or 4 minutes, the ref didn't take that long to look at the monitor. So if you beat that decision, or if not, you just send it straight away.
Yep. It's the reluctance to go to the monitor sometimes. I'm just like, what?
You're almost confused.
Yeah, and there's no real announcement or screen in the stadium to.
No, and no, I think it is what you see it in the World Cup and stuff, that if the ref goes to monitor, he has to announce whatever decision.
Why?
I wasn't expecting to hear that. So like
No.
I wasn't expecting
Him
over the
up.
Oh yeah, exactly. It's hard to hear from the south stand at the best of time. I don't think I was going to hear the referee.
Yeah.
But yeah, ultimately, Rovers don't even get a free kick from it then. But sure, not too long after, 5 minutes if so, Rovers are 2-1 up on the night.
Yes.
And it looks like Rovers are only going to come back and get going again. Whereas, I said that Floriana goal was not in the script.
Yeah, I know. A lovely ball in. Lovely header off the bar. And it's 2-1. Rovers only have a 1 goal deficit on aggregate now.
Yeah.
Going towards the second half.
Well, you know what that was? Where Rovers try to do it the hard way. No, it could have been a lot of a harder way in the end. It ends 5-1. But at that point, I'm thinking, you know, Rovers need to score 2 minimum just to make sure they didn't go out after 90 minutes, let alone scoring 3 to win the game on the night. That's fair. I mean, so then when Floriana peg one back, you're thinking this is an uphill battle, which it was to start with. But yeah, Rovers look 2-1 up then going into the interval. And Burke has a good chance just on the break, before the break. So, and at one point he delivered it not too long before stoppage time. In the first half, Graham Burke delivers a great ball to Jack Byrne at the back post.
Yeah.
He has a good bit of time to bury it. He doesn't go, he scuffs it. And he goes over there. Look, he obviously made up for that.
Yeah.
Stunning.
Was that the final finish? That final goal, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, look, half time, it was Rovers 2, Floriana 1. Floriana still leading 3-2 on aggregate. There was a bit of a lull period not too long before the interval, thinking, when my main thinking behind that.
Yeah, it was kind of about 15, 20 minutes where it was kind of slow.
Yeah, not too long. I think feels like it wasn't too, like maybe 5 or so, maybe 10 minutes after Rovers got that second, that kind of just quieting down a bit. And that chasing the game like that, you can't
have that. Time like that would be kept to a minimum. What?
Ultimately, you could afford.
Yeah. A time like that where the crowd is like kind of low and down and There's just no real energy or oomph to the team, for lack of a better word. That has to be kept to a minimum when you're already at a 2-goal deficit before the whistle's even blown.
And then, within 3 minutes or so of the second half starting, it's 3-1 Rovers, and it's level all of a sudden on aggregate.
It's that man, John McGovern. And that was a phenomenal performance of him tonight. Just it was a lovely ball from Graham Burke. Dylan Watts just got to it, and they clipped it across the face of the goal just for John McGovern to knock it home. It's suddenly now level on. It's level on aggregate, 3-1 on the night, and Rovers have to. Well, at that point, I was worried. Now, were they going to score, or were they going to get? There was that doubt of it could be an extra time and penalties night, but Rovers just kept on pressing and pressing.
Looks like he touches it on the way in.
Yeah, he bundled it in. Yeah,
like it was. But like I think, is it going in?
I don't know if it was going in or not, but it is bundled. It's bundled across the line. It's not the prettiest goal in the world.
They all count.
That's it. Especially tonight.
Exactly. So when you're behind, and you're chasing. Well, you're starting off chasing. Yeah.
And at that point, that's only 3 minutes or so into the second half, and Rovers then, the players, I'd say at that point, were like, all right, we don't want extra time. We have the momentum. We have the crowd behind us. Let's go and get another.
Yeah, exactly. And, well,
there was a few good saves brought out from the Floriana keeper in and around this time. 1 or 2 where he got down well, or just Rovers didn't hit it as cleanly as they would have liked, but he matched it. So in and around this period, right after the 3rd goal, when it was level on aggregate, the keeper, Floriana's keeper, Cioletti, I think it's how you say, was called on quite a lot and matched a lot of kind of chances and done very well. But Rovers just continued to keep knocking on that door. There wasn't a lot more that they could do at this time. They were just knocking on that door to try get that decisive winning goal without having to take it the extra half an hour or the dreaded penalty shootout that are great when you're a neutral, but not when you're there watching your team. Rovers would just continue to knock on that door and wanted to end the game and wanted to get another. And that other goal that finally put them in the ahead on aggregate for the first time in the tie.
Yeah.
Came 61 minutes in from another Graham Burke. Fantastic move. Just, he was surrounded in the box, kind of got just by a man, bit of pressure on him, and then just a little outside of the foot into the goal, into the far corner.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. That magic left foot of Graham Burke's.
Well, as I said to you at the time, when Graham Burke has the ball, it's either right at the ball, his left foot, or it's going touching the net.
That's it.
And normally it's in that order. And he did exactly that. An invaluable goal. That was on about 61 minutes or so. Yeah. 4-1. Even before that, I had noted, you had said about this game was only 10 minutes into the second half because Rovers were peppering the goal. They were in the driver's seat, really, multiple chances. And there was a bit where, as you were saying about the keeper's called on, makes about 3 or 4 consecutive saves, and you're just thinking, how on earth are Rovers not? Or that. But yeah, Grant works slotting a hole to make it 4-1. You're thinking this is going the right way. It has all the ingredients without getting too far out of that moment, but it has all the right ingredients to think.
Yeah, exactly.
Here we go.
And when they had that lead at that point, you're just thinking, all right, they need another.
Yeah, that's it.
You just don't want to. You don't want it to get into that late stage of the game, the squeaky bum time, and they're knocking on that door. And we've seen that they could score against the run of play, and especially with, as we've mentioned, the danger man Gia up top.
Yeah,
who he was very quick. You wouldn't have wanted him or Rovers are pressing on and bang one ball in, and he's sure on goal. So
I think Floriana looked quite flattened by the 4th Rovers goal.
Yeah.
I can't think of too many chances they had after Rovers had taken the lead.
No, there wasn't really many.
And there was never a sustained period where Floriana are right, now we're the team that has to chase. and are gonna, as I said, dominate the possession or Canton Rovers end and try work McGinty, try work it out on the flanks. But there was never really a particular passage where that happened. Robert managed the game well. And then to shut up shop a little bit, 4 minutes or so after Graham Burke makes a 4-1. So a certain man makes a return to the pitch after missing a couple of games of Tunmise Sobowale.
Yeah, he's been missed. And it's the whole stadium definitely made it known that he'd been missed.
Yeah.
Standing ovation from before he even stepped on the pitch.
Yeah, and well, unfortunately, it's probably not for Jake Mulroney making the other well.
Unfortunately not. No, it definitely was not unfortunately for him coming off. But yeah, it's good to see him back.
Yeah. And obviously, we'll touch on Sobowale a little bit later as well in this episode. But of course, we did reveal last week that his loan isn't expiring until the 2nd of August, whereas previously it was reported it was the 30th of June. But yeah, it was good to see him come back, and he just fits right back in, doesn't look out of place at all. And yeah, the Rovers carry on, press him. As I said, we felt they needed a goal at the time. Well, it was still 4-1 on the night, or leading 4-3 in aggregate at that time. And well, Jack Byrne, let's say Graham Burke, normally him, but Jack Byrne, unbelievable.
Yeah, it was
Unbelievable.
just a whole goal, the build up. Sobowale's play on the wing, knocked inside, and then back. It was Dylan Watts then just played it off to Jack Byrne, who then just started an absolute screamer.
What a finish. It's one of them, they're so aesthetically pleasing to watch. Hit rifle the top corner.
Yeah.
And it had everything it needed. And the fact that was kind of, then you felt that's the breathing space you needed. And yeah, Rovers slot home, and it seemed like, as I said, that's the goal that made sure Rovers were going to the second round of the Champions League, not the Conference League.
Yeah, and they lived the battle on. Another day, so next week, this day next week as well.
Yeah, it should be.
As it's being recorded, it should be this day next week, but
should be next Tuesday. It could be Wednesday, but I think they'll put it on the Tuesday. I don't know. Don't have any basis, but they know this is just normally a Tuesday. Rovers isn't playing Champions League qualifiers.
Or they'll be playing against Ararat, Armenia in the away leg first.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The second leg.
Yeah.
And obviously then, of course, we also saw Afolabi make his debut. Tallaght was in a very good mood when he came on. Place was kind of hopping. Yeah, as I said, it could have been, and it was. And look, obviously, Stephen Bradley felt he could hand Afolabi's debut. You know, the game wasn't on the night for 3 years. It's a risk to maybe give a player's debut, you know. But obviously, look, given the circumstances of Rovers having a 2-goal advantage, he comes on, he makes his debut. Obviously a small sample size.
Yeah.
Of, you know, the minutes he did play, he didn't get too many touches on the ball. I think he did lose possession maybe once or twice, but you know, you're not going to be overly critical of a fella making his debut. And
no, especially when his debut is only about 15 minutes in total.
Yeah,
it's hard to. But it's like came on. It was good to get him on. He said, "Don't rush him," as we were talking about him coming in. But
that's what we're asking Stephen Bradley.
That's true. Well, I don't even know if he rushed him. It was just because when the information we had been told, it was that he wasn't at match fitness yet.
Yeah.
If he is now, it must have been a tough week to get up to it.
You don't know the Stephen Bradley boot camp, didn't you? Yeah, he could be in line as well, which we'll touch on, to maybe get some minutes against Cork as well and Friday in the cup. But yeah, look, a good sign. Obviously, it's good opportunity to give them the minutes and to experience Tallaght the way it was, rocking in a European night. And hopefully in 2 weeks it's the exact same.
Yeah, hopefully.
It's our time meetings.
Well, hopefully we're not going into that one 2-0 there.
Yeah, that's it. That'll help. Obviously we'll touch on them as well in the next episode in more detail. But yeah, it is Ararat Armenia in the second round of the Champions League qualifiers, away for the first leg and home for the second leg. The games would be either, well, the away leg would be probably next Tuesday or Wednesday. Yeah, and the home one the following Tuesday or Wednesday as well. But yeah, job done and more. You couldn't have asked for more than that. Now we've won, winning 5-3 on the night on aggregate. 5-1 on the night. And yeah, it was just a great effort from the fans and the players, and it paid off. And yeah, it was just a great night all around in Tallaght.
Really was, and a night I don't think anyone there will forget for a long time.
No, and just showing exactly how good Tallaght can be when it's rocking and when the fans are there to make that noise and be the 12th man and inspire players to kick on. But yeah, we'll move it on to one of the players who we thought might have been moving on.
Yeah,
Still might be moving on. We don't know.
well, yeah, but just we don't know when.
Yeah,
Well, we know as it was announced during the week.
yeah. Obviously, we revealed last week that we exclusively revealed it that that Tunmise Sobowale wasn't expiring on the 3rd of June, that it was going to be the 2nd of August, because there's question marks all around his name. In that, had he played it? Question marks around has he played his final game for Rovers? Obviously, his name was in the European squad, for a Floriana fixture. He didn't go. He didn't face Floriana. I don't know if he didn't travel. And he didn't face Sligo Rovers either. Stephen Bradley did put it down to an illness, but it was one of them moments that I thought maybe that's a slight cover up to just football jargon, nearly. But obviously then we revealed through a source of ours that he's not, his loans will expire at Rovers until the 2nd of August, and of course it's good news. However, it only kind of delays, prolongs that question a little bit longer. And there's not even that many games between now and that date either.
No, there's really not. There's
The 2 games against Ararat Armenia and potentially draw that depending on when they're going to play that game. So they could get moved because of European football. But
yeah, but that's really not a lot, is it?
no.
I don't want to be saying goodbye this soon.
Steve Bradley continuing talks. I do know that. With extend him. Yeah. Yeah, we don't know. Will it be another loan? Or will they try pursue a permanent move? You have to think as well the other factors that go into it. Shamrock Rovers' current financial status. Are they in a position to acquire Sobowale services on a full-time basis, on a permanent basis more so? We don't know, but look, what we do know, what we can speak to is, of course, that for Sobowale, he's a fan favourite of ours. We've fallen into yet another trap of falling in love with the loanee, and it normally doesn't end too well, but I don't know. I have a bit more optimism with this one. It's not the same as Johnny Kenny.
Well, we know it was no Johnny Kenny, but Johnny Kenny was when he was going, not if.
Yeah, but it was also when it ended. There was that moment of, well, he might sign permanently, didn't. Celtic wanted to keep him.
Yeah.
Then didn't play him at all. They rarely gave many minutes. Then loan to Bolton. I think he's injured now at the moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he was a little bit turbulent towards the end.
He's always welcome back.
Exactly. The door's always open, I'm sure. But yeah, obviously we saw he is on loan from St. Mirren. And yeah, his loan's set to expire on the 2nd of August, but we don't know. There's no further information other than what we provided about that. It is 2nd of August, not the 30th of June. But will he stay on? It's the big question.
I don't know. I hope. Ideally, he would be, but you don't know. It's the financials is a big factor of it. If they can extend the loan, but then are we back in this? Are we back in this situation in January?
Yeah, 100%. It's the exact. Not the look. Obviously, there's other factors as well. Other underlying factors in that you have to think about. Rovers might not be in a predicament of signing on a permanent basis right now. However, you can imagine that European football will play a large impact, or be a large factor on if they try to pursue on a permanent basis. Because if Rovers are to qualify, of course, there's a lot more money to play around with.
Yeah.
Versus if Rovers weren't to qualify for Europe, that's a huge and it's a lot less money then for Rovers to try. A lot less funds for Rovers to mess around with, to try recruit and in the right manner, in the correct positions. And people with Sobowale, obviously, a lot of you may have seen our social media posts that we did. Obviously, has to reveal that it's until his loan's until the 2nd of August. we had some, which was interesting and good to see, was some interaction from St. Mirren fans as well, which that different perspective, which is really valuable, I think, at this moment.
Yeah, it's always good to get the other perspective.
Yeah. There was fans going to say that he had missed St. Mirren's pre-season, which is one factor. And also that St. Mirren don't tend to play with a wing back. They don't want St. Mirren too much.
No, you don't tune in too much.
No, so I'll take their word for it. They don't play with a wing back, and now you had this pre-season. But it's one of them that it's also it doesn't. I don't know. It might provide some fans listen to this, or might provide ourselves with a bit more comfort. It doesn't really provide me with much more comfort. The reason being is, it's not to say that if Sobowale doesn't stay further than the 2nd of August, or he doesn't sign permanently, it doesn't directly mean it goes back to St. Mirren. It could go somewhere else.
No, he very well could, but
so that's why I'm not taking too much comfort and going, oh well, St. Mirren don't back, so what is going then?
He has impressed, and I'm sure there's other clubs looking at him and wanting his signature on that contract.
Exactly,
just as much as we do.
Contract.
Yeah,
welcome to the club.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he's lucky. Can preach to the choir, anyone listening, of how well he's done. He's only here since February.
Yeah, would you mad?
He's gelled in so well. Look, he has played in the league before, as you said, but even them coming from St. Mirren, and yeah, like obviously he wasn't a regular, so they come from that to coming to Rovers and becoming a regular news imminently. Is a really a positive to him. It's a huge praise to Sobowale. So yeah, look, as you saw, the warm reception he did receive when he did come on, just preaches to exactly how Rovers fans feel about him. And yeah, look, he's been immense since February.
He definitely has, yeah.
And even tonight, in the came on in the 65th minute or so.
Yeah, in and around there.
Scored that 4th goal. He comes on, and he's so solid at the back. He's intercepting play. He's even beating defenders on the wing.
For that last goal.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, particularly that last goal. Yeah, that's the prime example of it, of exactly what he can do and what he has in his locker. And yeah, it'd be a real shame on the Rovers end to let him go, a big player like that. And I also mean that physically, because he's a big lad. He is a big lad, but he imposes himself on the opposition. Yeah. And that's why the opposition struggles to deal with him, really. The fact that the versatility he has, I suppose. He's able to beat players. He's able to defend so well. Track back. He has the pace. He's everything you want with a wing back.
Yeah, he really is. He's just everything you want. And more. And more.
I like his hair as well.
Yeah, fair enough. You're going to do that yourself. If it means he stays.
Yeah. Might do a video maybe. This is a desperate plea. So it's grimy hair. But yeah. No, and obviously, look, he replaced Jake Mulroney tonight. I said he didn't have his best performance in the Rovers shirts, but I'm sure he'll
bounce back from this.
He'll bounce back. Yeah, look, he will. But
good players always bounce back.
Yeah. But the fact that he has Sobowale and he occupies out, and also while he goes between playing centre back, kind of a right centre back or a right wing back.
Yeah.
So Mulroney kind of has that to deal with as well. That there's not such an imposing figure at the table to come in, slot in so well, and even as I said, he missed. He hasn't put on a Rover shirt in a while for Sobowale, and missing the past couple of games. But then he comes back in, plays the last 25 minutes or so, and it was just like he never missed a minute.
No, it was like he was never gone.
Yeah, and Bradley had said he had an illness with his stomach. That's why he missed the last 2 games.
Oh.
So the fact that he misses 2 games due to that, so it must be slightly more severe than an average.
Yeah,
illness.
It could be a food poisoning or something.
Yeah, but the fact he misses 2 games from that and then comes back in sings to exactly why Rovers wants to keep him longer than the 2nd of August. And if Rovers can manage it, I think they should go all out and try to do so. But of course, look, it's easier said than done as well. those within the club will know what the financial restraints are around Rovers, and if it is a deal that they can pursue, as I said, they're gonna, I'm presumed, they are in talks to do it, to extend his loan, but as I just more mean on a permanent basis. It's easy for us fans to kind of say, I don't give him all, but whatever he's asking for, give it to him, but obviously don't know what the
No, I don't know. That's right. Yeah, we're not the accountants.
exactly. But sure, we'll move it on then to Friday night. They're gonna be thick or fast.
Yeah, only 3 days between. It feels like a lot less time as well. Just would have been Tuesday. I feel like Wednesday to Saturday sounds longer than Tuesday to Friday. I would have preferred it to be on a Saturday, especially would have been the cup. There is games on the Saturday.
Yeah.
Like, why couldn't we have just been played and say Sligo play tonight or something? Like, I don't think, or Baldoyle United, Longford Town, I don't think they necessarily need to play on Saturday.
Yeah. Yes. Well, yeah, I suppose. Yeah. The other thing you're thinking of in mind probably is that Rovers are likely to play the following Tuesday,
That's true.
and they're going to Armenia now as well.
Yeah, it was a long way to go.
Yeah, but this fixture was also already confirmed before them draws were made, I'm really sure. And as well as that, Rovers would have been at home had they went out to Floriana tonight. They would have been at home next Thursday instead, so they didn't need to be Friday. That was the case, but look, it's worked out from the Champions League perspective. But yeah, look, Rovers face Cork City this Friday night, 8 p.m. in the FAI Cup. The second round is, of course, a repeat of last year's final that saw Shark Rovers clinch their historic double, the first time since 1997. But yeah, another big night in store for Rovers. Again, needing fans to be there in their numbers and to be loud, because look, everyone wants the cup run.
Yeah, the cup, it's the magic of a cup.
It is. They're one-off games that anyone can knock anything out. And yeah, look, Rovers going up against Cork City, and Cork might be coming with a bit more with vengeance.
Yeah, well, they'll have a chip on their shoulder after losing last year, and they might feel they have an opportunity with a certain Rory Gaffney not playing probably.
It's good that we got Rory Gaffney's weekly mention in.
We have to,
even though he hasn't put on the shirt since then. That was November of 2025. Because we've met, like, still the episodes you think we've done since the tour of 2026. It's going on a bit.
Too many.
And I think he'd been in all the. But yeah, probably. Well, we started off the year by saying you saw him in the ground.
Yeah, we did. I saw him walking around.
Yeah, and then someone had come to him on one of the episodes to say, don't worry, lads, he saw him as well.
Yeah, so he's around.
He's around the place.
Just where?
Yeah, where is Rory Gaffney? But yeah, look, Friday night is a big night again.
First time Rovers have welcomed Cork City to Tallaght since last June, over a year.
Yeah.
That was a 4-1 win. Roy Gaffney also scored. Just had to mention.
It's just inevitable.
Yeah.
But I don't mind the same outcome this Friday.
Definitely not.
Yeah. And with European football, I think next week, and the fact that it's a Tuesday, and the fact that it's a trip to Armenia, is the key thing you want to get away with on Friday is winning the game in 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Now, of course, there was a chance that it would have been 120 minutes to line. It wasn't. Rovers obviously scoring 5 goals to make sure that didn't happen. But look, it's a lot easier for it to happen on Friday, I think. And as well as that, I think you can expect a little bit of rotation more Friday coming.
He has to.
In the middle of 2 European fixtures, facing Cork City in the Cup. Yeah, I think I can see a bit of rotation there. How much change, you don't know.
I don't think it'll be loud. It's not going to be drastic changes, but
Like, I still suspect Ed McGinty will play.
yeah. I reckon Ed McGinty, maybe an Enda Stevens might start.
Yeah, good show.
I
Pico's returning spot started out.
don't know if he'll rest Pico or not, but I'd say Enda Stevens probably. Maybe a Sobowale start. Getting back in right.
Played the 24th.
He only played, and I feel like even if he plays the full 90 on Friday, he'll probably still be fit for Tuesday.
Yeah.
That's fun. Exactly. And that's like 5 days as well. It's a bit of that longer stretch.
Yeah, it is. And well, how long is the flight time?
Too long, probably.
Yeah.
I don't know. But it's a fair trek, to be fair.
Yeah, no, it's not one of the more glamorised. And of course, Ireland faced them in the World Cup qualifiers away to Armenia and London.
Yeah, that was a disastrous thing.
Yeah, so and there's a bit of history of Ireland and Armenia there, and but yeah,
Maybe a Jonathan Afolabi start.
was it too? No, Rushmore.
That's true. That's very true.
Yeah, no, it could well be. I think you'll see Michael Noonan, maybe, or Aaron Green too.
Yeah.
If they're fit and ready, they might be coming back into the fold there. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see how he adapts and see where can there be changes. Matt Healy, I suspect, will play.
Yeah.
So he's suspended tonight. I suspect he'll be back in the starting 11. He'll have fresh legs ready for Friday as well. And like, this is not going to be any walkover coming up against the Cork City side. We're running away with the first division title at the moment, and then it doesn't look like it's going to go anywhere else.
No, they're doing very well in the league at the moment. They're 17 points clear.
Yeah, so there you have it. They're not like it's one of them. You know, you're playing a team from the league lower, but when they're running away with the league like that, I think you can nearly just class them as Premier Division side. So it's not, is it? You know, it's not that kind of favourite versus, you know, or an overwhelming favourite in Rovers. I think this is a game that, like, look, I think
They're 6-time FAI Cup winners as well.
Yeah, well, there you go.
So
They want to make it 7.
yeah, that's true. They've also been runners up a few times.
They have, yeah. But not too, yeah, that's not an unknown feeling for them.
No.
Watching another team win lift the cup. But yeah, look, it's one of them. You want to retain what's yours.
Yeah.
And for Rovers to go on and try retain the double as well. There's a lot of history that goes with it, and a lot of history that goes with that cup. And if Rovers can make a positive start in it, get through to the third round, it's one of them. I think it's, you know, the fact that it's in the middle of 2 European games, 2 huge ones as well, must be saying that, well, is there an unimportant European game? Probably not. But the fact that it is between a second legger tonight required a lot of, what would you say, or a lot of motivation. Would have required a lot of energy from the players.
Yeah.
That would have taken a lot out of them tonight.
They would have. Well, Cork City also did play tonight as well, in a friendly. They did, yeah, against Cardiff.
Yeah.
They were a fully rested team. It was kind of not, you know, when they don't do official testimonials, but they kind of do.
Yeah.
For Brian Barry Murphy. He was he's Cardiff City manager, and he used to be a Cork City man, so they had a friendly kind of like that, but it was a very young Cork squad, and not really any of their players who you'd expect to be in the team for Friday. And played former Ireland international Callum Robinson actually scored for Cardiff City in a 6-1 win for Cardiff. So less for.
Well, I was going to say that doesn't fill my hope for sure. As I said, it's heavily rotated.
Yeah.
It might make much of an impact. Didn't see Shiny Maguire play, Cruchant or Rory Keaton.
No.
The 2 talisman, but or of course Mpongo was just their top goal scorer.
Yeah.
Was doing really well for Cork this season. But it's Friday's huge, and it's the cup.
Yeah, well, it's the cup. It's there's just something magic about the cup and the one game whole fiasco that it is one game around. Like,
No room for error.
exactly. You can't make mistakes.
No, I can't have bad days.
No.
Well, yeah, I think in terms of early lineup predictions, not that we're going to predict the whole 11, but as I said, do you expect changes, and you have to utilise that he's fresh, having not played again tonight. Utilise that Sobowale only played 25 minutes, and he's well capable, I think, for playing at least a large part of it. With you, well, we keep saying Tuesday as if it's confirmed, but with next week in mind against the Armenian side, I think that's how it would be pronounced.
Yeah, it's something like that. Yeah.
But yeah, it's one of them. So look, it's a big game, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it though. I do like the cup.
Yeah, so do I.
And yeah, it's just, as you say, there's something about it. It's a one-off game, and if Rovers can make a positive start, and it's one of them, as I touched on there just a couple of minutes ago, about it's in between 2 nearly mammoth European ties. I don't really mind if Rovers kind of just, it's one of them that really, they just get away with it. You know, they get a 1-0 win, or obviously you prefer it to be the way tonight was 3-4, ball 5-1, 5 goals. But if it wasn't to be, I'm not going to be overly frustrated with it.
Yeah, you're not going to let it dominate too much of your thinking. But yeah, hopefully it's another happy podcast after the match.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, look, I think Cork are going to be, as we were saying, no, they're not going to be a walkover. And they have a lot of talent in that squad.
Yeah,
you know, they're not running away with the first division title for no reason.
Yeah, no, that's true.
I fully suspect that they're going to be back in the Premier Division next year and making 2 long trips to Cork next year to Turner's Pros.
Yeah,
So
that's something that, especially if they're 17 points clear already, you will be expecting. Yeah, hopefully Rovers can beat them, and I reckon they can. Even if it's a rotated team, I definitely think Rovers have it in them to beat them, and the momentum from tonight should only carry them into it as well.
yeah, I was just saying about, like, it'll suck a lot of energy out of the squad first. Like, you know, I think tonight will.
Yeah.
I would have. They're going in 2-0 down, so how do you manage that fine balance between managing minutes? Who plays tonight that'll play on Friday, you know?
Yeah.
How do you, I don't know. It's a tough.
That's why we aren't making the big decisions.
Exactly, because we said go play Alpha.
Yeah, that's true.
Stephen Roddy took that person and said, I'm playing.
Yeah, that's true.
It'd be interesting. I think it'd be nice to maybe, if Bradley believes that Alpha-Labi's ready, I have no issue. I personally won't have an issue with.
Oh, you out with it?
No, that's solid. But no, it's if Bradley thinks he's ready, I think he should be considering maybe starting him. Maybe not a full 90 minutes still, but at least maybe starting, take him off, in 60 minutes or so.
Yeah.
But of course, there's other options in there with Aaron Green, with Michael Noonan as well, with Graham Burke. I think he'll probably himself a bit of a rest.
Yeah, I'd say he has after his phenomenal performance tonight. Yeah, I just reckon. I don't think it'll be 100% rotated, but heavily enough rotated. Few changes to a few key names because of the significance of next week's fixture. But yeah, as we're saying, Cork will be up for it, wanting that revenge in the cup final, and also there's just probably a little bit of bitterness of being in the first division, like not being in the Premier Division and going up against the Premier Division team.
Yeah,
they just want to play. Yeah,
and the whole could be eaten there.
Yeah, so there's a lot on the line.
Yeah, and like with Cork, they're on the back of a dramatic 4-3 defeat to Longford.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah.
As we were saying before we started recording, it's not going to make too much of an impact.
No,
to their season or their plans for 2027. I'm sure they're fully devising a plan for return to Premier Division football.
That's true.
But yeah, like, I think as well as that, sure, who they face after Rovers is UCD.
That's true. Yeah, that's formidable.
The game is on RTE2 as well.
Yeah.
So it's been selected for TV, and of course, obviously RTE on the rights for.
Big weekend for RTE, Rovers in the Cup, and then the World Cup final on Sunday.
I know, which is bigger. It's not the World Cup now. Yep. It's been interesting. I know we alluded to it. I know it was maybe last week's issue. I know it could be next week's issue, depending on how it goes. But I always do have a little bit of a bee in my bonnet when I think about the Irish broadcasters not trying to show European qualifiers for Irish clubs. No Irish channel was reportedly no Irish channel reached out to Rovers to show their game. In Floriana. I just suspect that it's going to be the same thing with the Armenia fixture.
Yeah,
that's away from home. If it wasn't for the likes of your LOI TV, I know they didn't end up showing it in the end, but they did have it for a bit. I think there was other issues with that, but
yeah.
But even for the home leg, I suspect it's going to be LOI TV.
Probably.
Like, I think your channel, your free-to-air channels, particularly your national broadcaster, you should be showing.
We should be showing these massive games. Especially if they show Champions League games that are English clubs.
Yeah.
Why can't they show this?
And then it's kind of like if, for example, let's say if Rovers qualify for maybe Europa League, or if they go for the Champions League, they never are. They're still in there. You know, or she'd be all over it then, trying to show it, and or even if they're in the Conference League, or they're trying to maybe, or if they got a big team, if it was an English club or whatever it was, or maybe a big Spanish club, or
Yeah, they'll be the club that can get the money basically.
yeah, it's really infuriating. So look, obviously it's a good thing they're showing FAI Cup fixtures. It looks like they're going to show one each round by the looks of things. But yeah, I just think they should maybe, from the outside looking in, they should be stepping up their efforts to broadcast more Irish football, because allegedly everyone wants the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
We know we do. We want Irish football shot everywhere. If, for example, if you're flicking through the channels on, say, Thursday or whatever day it is that and Bows are playing in the Conference League, if you were flicking through, you went through past RTE, saw it was on, you probably wouldn't turn it off.
That's true, yeah.
There is, like,
have to go looking for
or of course paying for it when it's on an LOID. Yeah, it's not a good look. Never has been.
No.
And it continues not to be, but yeah, look, that's my 2 cents. We'll leave it at that, I suppose. On that note. But yeah, look, we'll leave it on that note. To record this, it's late now after the game, and yeah, look, spirits are high. Shark Rovers did come back. They got the job done. We believed they could. As I said, we were slightly pessimistic last week, but they ended up doing the job anyways, and doing the job and more.
Yeah.
Scoring 5 goals and winning 5-3, and aggregate, winning with a bit of breathing space. It was phenomenal from Rovers. It was responsible from the supporters as well. Bailey Tallaght, man, it had everything it needed, and it shows Tallaght can be that special place on these European nights. But yeah, look, we'll leave it there for this episode of the Milltown Way. Be sure to follow us across all the social media platforms at the Milltown Way. That's on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube. And yeah, other than that, thanks for listening, and we'll be back to you after the Cork City game.
Thank you.